Now that my image is transferred onto my fabric, I'm ready to start sewing. I decided I'd start with this light pink, my needle's threaded, and I don't want my knot from the end of my thread to be on the front side. So I'm gonna start on the underside. I'm gonna hold my fabric up. And remember when we were practiced with the piece of paper, it was hard. We had to feel where our needle was and poke. Well, you don't have to do that anymore with the fabric because you can see exactly. If I come here, oh, that's not lined up with my line. I'm gonna come back, push, and then pull through and then pinch so I don't lose my little tail. And you wanna make sure you pull until this is stopped. And you can pick what stitch you want to do. You can do your running stitch. Notice how my string is getting caught on the edge, and if I keep pulling, it might eventually free itself, or I can just unhook it from the edge. Now, my thread is on the back, so I don't want to come around to the front because that will curl up my fabric. If I'm underneath it, I'm going to come from underneath. And you know what? I don't want to have any gaps, so I'm going to do a back stitch. And just follow the lines that you made for yourself. And if you want to switch colors or switch your stitch, you can tie a knot on the back of your fabric. Save your thread that you haven't used. Notice I'm keeping my stitches about as wide as a pinky fingernail or smaller so that I can follow the curve of the shape that I drew. The more curve you have, the smaller your stitches need to be so that you can follow the line that you've made. And let's just model real quick what to do if you make a mistake. So I'm on the back right now. What if I come, instead of coming from the back, I accidentally, maybe I'm not paying attention, I go through the front. Uh-oh. This is not ruined, okay? One thing I can do is just slide my needle off my thread and pull it back out. Then I can just rethread my needle. Same thing if your needle falls off. And then ask myself, am I on the front or the back? Okay, I'm on the back, so I need to come from under. It's very easy to fix a mistake. So if you realize, uh-oh, I just curled my fabric up, I put my needle in the wrong spot, it's not a big deal at all. It's very easy to fix. Just pull out your mistake and keep going. Keep going is exactly what I'm going to do. And I want you to make sure you're starting on sewing thread onto your image now too. As you can see, I finished the outline of my heart and now I wanted to fill it in with another color. And because my outline's already there and it's quite tight, I decided I'd fill it in with some longer running stitches. So that's a good way to fill in a shape if you want to add color on the inside. I am going down in these straight lines. And I wouldn't recommend doing a running stitch that long in other places, but it can be a good way to fill in. And then I'm coming into the next one beside it. And going up. And then going beside it in the next open spot. And going down. So it's getting colored in on the front, but the back is not getting colored in, so I'm not wasting any thread on the back side. And that's a way that you can use a long running stitch to kind of fill in a shape. And save your thread while you're doing it.